Today I'm going to be making the same card twice. Or am I? Let's see. It's time for another Take Two with Therese at Altenew, and I have the beautiful new Builder Flower set, and this one's called Queen of the Lilies, and it's a layering stamp set, and on the inside of the packaging there are 4 different color layers that can be used for this lily, and I thought today I'd share with you how easy this layering stamp set is to use when you use the guide and the packaging. I chose 2 of the colors, the grey and the yellow sort of version, as well as the pink, and while I'm lining up my stamps I might as well make a few. So I decided to stamp 2 of each color, and the way that I do this is to actually use a stamp positioning tool like the Misty, and I am stamping my outline first, and then I'm looking at my packaging and working out which layers come next. Then I'm following the guide on the packaging for the colors to use. If you don't have these exact colors, that's easy. Just use whatever you have, or find one that might be fairly close to it, or adapt the colors. They are very forgiving. These dye inks, it's amazing when you put the colors that you have together how different the flower can look. So I just used the exact colors for these 2 flowers because I thought, well, I wanted to show you that you can actually use the same design and get a very different look. So when it comes to designing my cards, that's kind of the thing that can take me the most time. So if I find a design that I like, then I can simply just change it up, and that's what I decided to do here by creating 2 cards that are very similar, but they actually look quite different in the end. So when I'm lining up each of my layers, I just go by the packaging, and there are numbering systems on the stamps, but you can kind of tell which one comes next and what color to use next just by looking at the colors that are on the guide. There is also a layering guide at the blog where you buy the stamp set, so if you head to the actual stamp set in the shop, you'll be able to find the layering guide there. I'm working with the 2 flowers at a time and stamping each separate layer and just switching them out for the next color. This makes this process really fast and easy to do. I didn't have to think about what colors I was going to use for each flower because I already had them on the guide. The other thing that I would normally do perhaps is come back and restamp the outline, and I didn't actually do that today, and that's the reason I used my Mini Misty initially. I was going to do that, but I changed my mind. The leaves in the set, I also used the layering guide inspiration for that as well, and I just did a few of each. And because this is a builder flower set, it does come with the coordinating dies, so I'm just going to use those to cut out all of my pieces and have them ready to go for the 2 cards that I'm going to be making today. For small images like this, I really like my Mini Blossom. It's such a cute little machine. And that's not the only reason why I like it, not just because it's cute, but it does the job really well. And I also die cut all the floral images as well. So normally I would actually keep these cards very clean and simple. I have decided that I'm going to use both of these big beautiful flowers on each card with the leaves, but instead of leaving a white background, which is what I always do, what I've got here is a paper pack from Altenew, which is a gel printing one, and it's called Soft Washes. And often I'll create my own backgrounds with alcohol inks and watercolors, and if you're not confident to do that, then this is the perfect paper pack for you. Look at it. I could have used at least sort of 3 or 4 different panels on each of these cards, so I did take a while to decide which one. And when I did, I cut them down to an A2 size and added a few splatters of jet black ink. One thing I do like about this ink is it's not metallic, so it actually dries really quickly. Now I attached these panels to the front of an A2 top fold card base, and then it was just a matter of attaching my bouquets. I did them pretty much the same. I did change up the sentiment a little bit on them, and I used the Painted Flower Carnations sentiment here directly on the front of the card, and that was the word yay. I really like this font. It's beautiful. And I popped up the lower flower on each of my cards here. The lower flower, not the underneath flower, but the lower one on the card. And then on my second design, I decided to do a white heat embossed sentiment. This one says miss you, and it comes from the Fresh Bloom stamp set, and I did cut that out with one of the featured sentiments die set dies as well. I did place this one over the center of my bouquet just to change it up a little bit, but basically these two cards are pretty much the same. Now I have all the products that I've listed listed below and linked as well. They're also going to be at the blog, and the link for that will be in the description below as well. If you did like today's video, it'd be awesome if you could give it a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you left me a comment, or if you tried this technique, share it with me. Make two cards that are the same but different. Just change up the colors. You'd be surprised how much fun it can be. I'll look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Until next time, bye.